Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about a thriller of a game. What a game here in the SEC. That's SEC football. Number 6 Georgia beats number 15 Tennessee. 44-41 reaction in overtime. What a game. Both these teams delivered. Game of the year so far for college football. Gunnar Stockton, Joey Aguilar, they both proved me wrong. I wasn't sure about Joey Aguilar yet because Tennessee hasn't really played any competition. And with Georgia, Gunnar Stockton, wasn't sure if he could throw the ball downfield because the first 2 weeks they've been throwing a bunch of dink and dunk, short passes. Unless they weren't really opening up the playbook until week 3, their first real test. You know, don't want to give Tennessee any film or anything. But Gunnar Stockton was great, especially in that fourth quarter. Threw that touchdown on 4th and 6, then throws the 2-point conversion to tie the game. He really showed me a lot, but Joey Aguilar did as well. But man, heartbreaking way for Tennessee to lose that football game. In the fourth quarter, they get the ball, tie a game. They drive down to about the 25-yard line. They have the field goal to tie the game, or get the win. Excuse me. They missed it. They had the false start that cost them 5 yards. But this was just a fun game with Georgia. Their defense wasn't really great in this one. In the first quarter, it was awful. Tennessee was going up and down the field. Second quarter, the defense was a lot better for Georgia. Forced 2 punts, forced a turnover. They were okay in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, they weren't great. The first and fourth quarters, defensively, they were terrible. In the overtime, they were good, held them to 3 points. They were okay. They were great in the second quarter, okay in the third quarter. But their defense did show up in overtime to get that key stop to limit them to 3 points. But just the way Tennessee lost, it's got to be heartbreaking. Look, I know it's a lot of pressure, man, on the kicker. Because, you know, college kickers aren't the best. But, man, that's from the 25-yard line. You got to make that. From the 25-yard line. And at least come close. And it just didn't. It wasn't even close. Max Gilbert. A couple things that stood out was Georgia only sacked Joey Aguilar once. They weren't really getting a lot of pressure on Joey Aguilar. Really, the Vols had 3 sacks as a team. Georgia's offensive line really didn't play well that well either. They were kind of up and down. The Vols had 3 sacks, and Chris Brazile had a monster game with 177 yards and 3 touchdowns. They have a really good receiving core of Brazile, Staley, and Matthews. Staley and Matthews combined for 14 receptions for 156 and a tutty. And Star Thomas averaged 6.7 yards when he was out there. But man, they come off of 7 consecutive 75-yard touchdown drives. Took over following with the Bulldogs fumble up 5 with 8:21 left at the Georgia 38, and they run up the middle 3 times with a chance to put them away. Obviously, blaming that, but I feel like you gotta get more than a field goal there. But the defense also had a chance on 4th and 6 to end it, and they give up the touchdown and then the 2-pointer. But this was just an instant classic, and Georgia answered questions, you know, about the QB and offensive play in big games, because I've been curious about Gunnar Stockton and how the offensive play in these big games, and they showed up today. Tennessee played really well, enough to win, but they just didn't capitalize there. This was just such a fun game. Both teams, 500 yards of offense. Georgia had 500, Tennessee almost 500. Now, scoring 41 points, I thought, man, Tennessee's going to win this game, and they didn't. But yeah, give credit to both these quarterbacks. Like, they proved me wrong. Joey Aguilar, 24 of 36, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 371, 1 rushing touchdown, 5 total touchdowns from Joey Aguilar. Now, he's such a better quarterback than Nico. And both quarterbacks getting, what, $1 million? One made the right decision, one made the wrong decision. But Joey Aguilar played his heart out, and it was very evident he was willing to do anything to win that ball game. And there was probably some plays he could have executed better. And that game might have not gone to overtime, is what he said, but I thought he played pretty great, to be honest, left it all on the field. But the Vols are the real deal, and Joey Aguilar fought, battled, out there all the way till the end. Heartbreaking, but Joey Aguilar is electric. This kid isn't a Tennessee native, didn't start out at Tennessee, never played in the SEC until now, jumped around the transfer portal, had many doubters, but he's a dog for Tennessee, man. Gotta give him credit, he was phenomenal. I was kind of questioning, is he really that good? I would say against Georgia, well, he showed me he's a damn good quarterback. And this Tennessee team could be better than the top 15 team. They were just that field goal away from getting that win. But Gunnar Stockton as well. We gotta talk about him as well. 23 of 31 for Gunnar Stockton, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 13 runs, 38 yards, and a touchdown. 3 total touchdowns from Gunnar Stockton out there today. Both these quarterbacks showed out. 23 of 31, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Had the biggest throw of the game, finding London Humphreys there with the game on the line. What a throw that was. Couldn't be more clutch. And then throws the 2-point conversion. 3 total touchdowns with 342 total yards and a 74 completion percentage. What a game. On the road. Showed me something there. And he made his best throw of the day when he needed it on a 4th and 6. I didn't say Gunnar Stockton can't throw the ball downfield. I was just kind of curious because they hadn't done it the first 2 games. But he done it a lot today, and of course he still has things to work on, but he came up huge on the road. I was wrong about Gunnar Stockton. Highly impressed by his grit and performance. Really was impressed by both quarterbacks. Really, I was impressed by both of these quarterbacks. So now we'll talk about the running games with these two teams. Nate Frazier, 14 runs, 73 yards, 5.2 yards per carry for Nate Frazier. Had a big 21-yard run in overtime to get him down there inside the 5. There were times Georgia struggled to run the ball. It was kind of up and down all day, really. Running the football, excuse me. But eventually they were, at times it was good, sometimes bad. But Nate Frazier was good with 73 yards and 5 yards a carry. Bowens, 12 runs, 32 yards for Chauncey Bowens. Then you had 5 runs, 29 yards, 5.8 per carry with Dwight Phillips Jr. And then McCray, Josh McCray, 7 runs, 17 yards, 2 touchdowns. His first 2 touchdowns as a Bulldog. This is why he's needed and valuable, because he was able to keep his knee up on that 2nd and goal and took it for a touchdown. And that play before that, Frazier damn near Sony Michel that thing. Remember that play against Oklahoma? Sony Michel was at Georgia. It took every resource they had. What an introduction for Josh McCray. Nearly 200 yards on the ground on the road in the SEC is winning football. So, great job from Josh McCray to run it in there for the touchdown. But overall, Georgia ran the ball well. Cash Jones, 1 run, 7 yards. So, there were times they struggled to run, but I felt they ran the ball pretty good for the majority of the game. Colby Young, 4 catches, 73 yards for Colby Young. Zachariah Branch, 5 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. That was a good addition out of the transfer portal from USC to Georgia. Speedster. London Humphreys, 2 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. The touchdown that ended up tying the football game. Gutsy throw there by Stockton. Lawson Lucky, 3 catches, 25 yards. Dylan Bell, 4 catches, 23 yards. Oscar Delp, 1 catch, 18 yards. White Helton, 1 catch, 17 yards. Jones, 2 catches, 13 yards. And Bowens, 1 catch for 7 yards. And Woodring was 3 for 3 on his field goals. And Georgia improves to 3-0. Very impressive win. They scored 7 in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter, 10 in the third quarter, 11 in the fourth quarter, and 6 in the overtime for a total of 44 points. With Tennessee, Star Thomas, 9 runs, 60 yards, 6.7 a carry. He was very impressive out there. You love 3 running backs that can produce out there, but Star Thomas needs to get really much more playing time. Bishop, 15 runs, 54 yards. Lewis, 5 runs, 19 yards. I know you have 3 running backs to produce, but Star Thomas, I think, is their best running back, in my opinion. He was getting yards and didn't see the field until the fourth quarter, really, so he's going to play more to me. I feel like he's their best running back. But Chris Brazile, 6 catches, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. Half of his catches were touchdowns. What a monster game from Chris Brazile, who dominated this one. Probably his best game as a Tennessee Volunteer. And he's really become that playmaker that Tennessee needs. Braylon Staley, 9 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown for Staley. That was a great recruit for Tennessee. Matthews, 5 catches, 59 yards. And Kit Selman, 3 catches, 33 yards. Max Gilbert, 2 for 3 on field goals, but missed the big field goal there at the end of this football game by Gilbert. But overall, this Tennessee offense looks great. I mean, Joey Aguilar, Star Thomas, Bishop, Brazile, Staley, Matthews, they got a really good offensive core that can make the playoffs this year. Both these two teams are really, really damn good. And they have really, really good weapons. Georgia has a lot of weapons offensively. Defensively, thanks to Clamp after this game, obviously, for both teams. But they delivered an instant classic of a football game. I thought Tennessee was finally going to beat Georgia. They just come up just short. But Tennessee drops to 2-1. They had 21 points in the first quarter, 7 in the third quarter, 10 in the fourth quarter, 3 in overtime for a total of 41 points. And what an SEC battle here tonight. For Georgia, 502 total yards, 304 passing, 198 rushing, 5.8 yards per play, 28 first downs, 8 for 17 on third down, 2 for 2 on fourth down, 87 total plays, 3 punts, 5 penalties, 1 fumble lost, 1 interception thrown, 38 minutes of time of possession. Felt they really tired down the Tennessee defense throughout this game. Tennessee, 496 total, 371 passing, 125 rushing, 7.1 yards per play, 23 first downs, 5 for 12 on third down, 0 for 0 on fourth down, 70 total plays, 3 punts. They did have 10 penalties for 82 yards, so Tennessee's got to clean that up with the 10 penalties. For 82 yards, then no fumbles, 2 interceptions. Besides the 2 interceptions, I thought Joey Aguilar was fantastic for most of this game, 21 minutes of time of possession. But both these teams show me they're really damn good. Georgia went on the road after a horrible start and was able to come back and even take the lead, and even then they were trailing a big touchdown 2-pointer at the end. Tennessee did everything they could and missed the field goal, come up short. And this was overtime thriller. But this is why college football is so thrilling. I think Tennessee has an outstanding team and program this year. But this was just a great, great football game. I didn't expect it to be this high scoring, but I love these freaking high scoring games like this. But Tennessee played really well today. Georgia played really well. Both sides offensively played really well. Defensively, these two teams going to clean it up, but 44-41, Georgia wins. So, that's all I got to say. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Until next time out. Peace.